everyone, and welcome to your Tech Tip of the Week. In this video, we're working inside of Google Forms and discussing how you can take a form that you're working on and change it into a quiz for participants to take. Now you can see that I already have my form ready to go here. I've put the title of my test and I've also put the directions that I have for my participants here. Now my description here is not very detailed, but that's really just for this tutorial. So you want to make sure that when you are giving a quiz that you are as descriptive as possible and you put all of the instructions that go along with that quiz in this section here. Another thing you want to make sure you do before you start adding content is to go to the gear here at the upper right hand corner, click on quizzes and choose to make this a quiz. Now you have the ability to assign point values to questions and it will allow for auto grading. So we have a few options that we want to take a look at here with our quiz settings. We can choose to release the grade immediately after each submission, which means that the students will be able to get their quiz grade immediately after taking the tests. Now this is great if you just have one class that's taking this quiz, but if you have multiple classes taking the same quiz and you want to avoid making different quizzes, you might want to choose to do the later after manual review option, which will not give the grade to the student until it's been manually reviewed, and this option will also turn on email collection so you'll know which answers belong to which student. The other options that you have here are other things that the respondent can or can't see, which would be missed questions, correct answers, or point values. Correct answers might be something you want to consider unchecking if you don't want them to know what the right answer is immediately after, or if maybe you're thinking about giving them the quiz again later in the week and you don't want them to know the correct answer right away. For my purposes, I'm just going to leave everything here as is and click on Save. So now that we have our settings already made and Google Forms knows that we want to make this a quiz, we're going to start putting our questions in. So I'm going to press on the little plus sign here to add a question, and it's going to be multiple choice, which it is by default, and I just want to add a very basic question. So let's add, and then I'm going to add my options here. And then once I'm done adding my question, I want to go down here in the answer key, click on it and select what the correct answer is. So in this case it's processed foods, and we want to put how many points it's worth. So let's do 5 points for this question. And we can also add answer feedback if we like. So if they get the answer incorrect, we could say something like please try again, or incorrect. And then correct answers, we could say something like great job. This is not a mandatory thing that you have to do. It's just something that if you want to add a little something extra to your quiz, you can do that. So I'm going to press save, and I want to just add one more question. So let's add, and let's put answers here, just a few options that they have to choose from. And again, we want to go inside of our answer key and choose the correct answer, which is 206. I also want to give this 5 points as well. And the other thing that I want to mention to you is if you do choose to give a question that has multiple answers or multiple ways of spelling an answer, so maybe if you're using something that has the word mountain in it and they spell the whole word out, or they just put MT, things like that, you have the opportunity to give multiple answers that will be accepted. So just to show you this example, I'm going to add another question, and let's just choose short answer. I'm not even going to put a question in. I just want to show you here in the answer key, you can list every possible correct answer in here. So we just would type in the answers here. So mountain would be correct, or mount would be correct, and whatever the name is. And then any other answer you would want to check as incorrect, which means that if the student puts in any of these answers that you have submitted as a correct answer, it will accept it, but anything other than the ones you listed here will be marked incorrect by Google. But now what I want to do, now that I've completed my quiz, is preview it to see what the student sees. And you could do that by clicking on the little I here at the top for preview, and this is what they'll see. So it lets the student know that their email address is recorded when they submit the form, and I'm going to answer these questions. So let's just answer them correctly and press submit. And now as the student, I can then view my score and then see what I got correct and if it was the right answer or not. And my feedback is here as well. So now I want to go back to my quiz, and now I'm ready to send it out to the students. If I want to also see my responses, I could click on responses here, and I could see what the students answered as well, so I could see what they received. And when I'm ready to send it out, I'm just going to go ahead and press send, and I can send a link directly to this quiz here. I can also shorten this if I don't want it to be as long, and copy and paste it right inside of an email. I think this tip is really great, especially if you're looking to just do a very quick assessment. Google Forms is very easy to use, and with this option you can now turn a very basic form into something that you can give as a quick quiz and get immediate results back. I hope you liked this tip and that you found it useful. Thank you for joining me for your Tech Tip of the Week. Have a great weekend.